And I am back to share the second half of the bag tag project that I created. Now, the bag tags that I purchased from Etsy did not include the washers. And the washers are important because they help your bag tag stay in place and to prevent them from falling out. I don't know about you, but I had a hard time finding where those bag tags are available online. I don't know what they're called, and they'll take a while to get here. But since we already have our maker, or Explore Air, or another cutting machine, we can make them ourselves. So this is the product that I created. And sorry, let me get that there for you. The way that this works, after you cut it out, this is the bag tag that's been inserted into my project, right over here. On the back side, the prongs have fit through. I used this not just to hold the bag in place, but also as a guide for placing the, sorry, this is weird to do on here, for placing the cut marks for here. So I used this as a template, then I inserted my bag tag. And now I simply need to slide this over the top, press the prongs either to the outside or the inside. I don't know that it makes a difference. I'm kind of new to this, so I'm not sure that makes a difference. Get it straight on the front of the bag, and then it is ready to go. So that's what I'm going to be showing you how to use today. I've prepared a few files for you. Again, a free project that's ready to go in Cricut Design Space. Today, I'm going to demonstrate on the Explore Air rather than the Maker. You can do it in either one because this uses the fine point blade. You can use a knife point blade if you prefer that, but I think you can only do that in the Maker. I'm not sure. Okay, so let's share my screen here. If you are already following me in Cricut Design Space, you can get to this project. There's a few ways you can get to it. You can get to it through the description down below. You can go to my Charming Chic business page on Facebook. This is what it looks like for me. It looks a little bit different for you. So I've posted it here. If you don't have a Maker, you don't have a Cricut, I'm trying to find a way to make it easily accessible to you where you can get it DIY kind of self-help, so you don't have to reach out to me and wait for me to respond to you. So here's my ideas for doing that. Okay, so you will come to the photos section of my page. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Crystal, I will just add a photo. I will add the photo as a reply to the post that we're going to be working together today. So let's do that. Sorry. Okay, so I will add it in here as a picture. I'll spell it correctly. Okay, so the picture will be here. You can use that if you don't have a Cricut product. And also you can message me on here. I can't post PDF files here for some reason, or if so, I haven't been able to figure it out. Ignore these numbers. These are just things to make people feel sad. If you want to make those go up, feel free to follow me on Facebook or Instagram. I can't post the PDF, but I can message it back to you. So feel free to message me on my Charming Chic page and I'll send that right over to you. So let's stop talking about this and let's get started. I'm going to click here just so that you can see what it looks like from an outside perspective rather than from my design space where I have access to the administrative rights to the project. Going to say that I agree and open. This is going to open Design Space and go right to the project. So this is where we land after following that link that I gave you. And we don't need to do anything. We don't need to do any customizing. The only time you would want to maybe customize is if you had only wanted to make one or two of these, and you would come in and delete the extra pieces. So from here, you just need to choose Make It. We'll send the project to your mat. Choose Continue. And I am going to choose Browse All Materials because unfortunately Cricut does not have a custom setting all ready to go for Dollar Tree mats. So I'm going to show you how to create that setting for yourself. I'm going to come here to Material Settings. I should also mention that the dial on my Cricut Explorer Air is set to custom. And I'm going to come down here to the very bottom. I don't know why this button is at the bottom. Add new material. Let's just call it washers because I've already got it saved under a few different versions of the Dollar Tree. Hit save. I need to now establish what my cut pressure is, and I want to move this all the way up to 350. I want it to go over 7 times, and I want to choose a fine point blade and say save. Now I need to go back up here. Cricut, if you're watching, this is annoying. Please fix this, or leave me a comment and tell me how to do it better. Going to go, so I've landed back here to set base material again. I need to now click Browse All Materials. I'm going to enter washer. And this is the file that the material we just established. And now we are ready to go and cut it. So give me just a minute and I'll get set up and see you back over at another view with the Cricut Explorer. Okay, so we're back over at the machine and I'm going to unload this so I can show it to you. This is the Strong Grip mat from Hobby Lobby, and I like these just as well as the Cricut brand. If it's the Cricut brand, it's a purple mat, but this one is blue. So this is the Dollar Tree cutting mat. It's on here. I've pressed it really firmly with a brayer to get it to adhere really well. If you don't have a brayer, just use your hands. And then I've also applied masking tape to make sure that it stays stuck down and doesn't kind of ride up while we're cutting. So I'm going to put it here and choose the load button. And now the go button is going to start flashing, so I'm going to hit cut. I'm making sure that I do have excess room behind the machine before I hit the cut button. Okay, it's going to go through and I'm going to meet you back here when it's done cutting. Okay, so it's finished cutting, but I already know, because I'm using somewhat of an older blade, that it did not cut through on the first time for me. To check it, I would just come over here and with my fingernail try to see if I could pop up one of these washers, and I can tell you that it's not coming up. So instead of unloading it, I'm just going to hit the go button again. Even though the go button isn't flashing, you can hit it again and it will simply just keep repeating those cuts until it is cut all the way through the material. I'm going to not make you sit here and wait because it does take quite a bit of time to cut this project out since it's going over with 7 passes. I'm just going to come back to you in just a second when it's ready to take off the mat. Okay, so it has finished cutting the second time. I already know that it worked this time because there are some little pieces that are coming off. So I know that it's ready to take off of the mat. So I'm going to hit the unload button. Going to peel it carefully, and as promised, it is already coming off. So now our project is complete. If for whatever reason one of your, let me see if I can show you. If one of the pieces doesn't come out, you can use your fingernail to kind of just push it, and if it's still being a little bit stubborn, just take a little X-Acto blade and kind of put the tip of your X-Acto blade right here, give it a little nudge, and it'll pop all the way out. But there you have it, a completed bag washer tag. Okay, so we've gone through and we've cut out our project and it looks amazing. We have these free bag tag washers that are going to be super helpful. But while they were being cut out, I was on Facebook and I heard from a friend Zelma over in the Lynn's Handmade group that she had been prompted to provide payment for this file. I'm not charging for this. What I think has happened is that because I've used some of the shapes, 2 of the shapes that are in Cricut Access, those must be subscription shapes or you must have to pay to be able to use that product. So without much forethought, so excuse me if I fumble along. I'm going to show you a workaround. Now, I need to grab some files here. And first of all, I need to grab the image that is in, and I've already done it. So I'm going to grab this image. Sorry, I told you I was doing this on the fly, and I really am. I'm going to choose upload, and then I'm going to choose browse. I need to go to the PDF or the PNG file, whichever one that you would want to use. I'm going to show you on the PNG just because this is what's available to you from the Facebook page. And I'm going to choose complex, choose continue. And you can also do this by doing a screenshot, but instead I am just going to use this cropping tool here and crop it down to this size. Now I need to erase the area that I don't want to have cut out. And that's going to be this pink area here. Reverse that. I'm clicking the areas that I want the Cricut to cut out. So this has now made this transparent. I'm going to choose continue. And I'm going to have this be a print then cut so that I can see this 1-inch test square back on our canvas. So we're going to call this project file. This is fine. Upload. Selecting it and then choosing insert. And I'm going to zoom in so that you can see it. I'm actually pretty excited because I think that this is coming in that way, pretty close to where we want to end up. I am going to insert a square. And I need my square to be 1 inch. I have the aspect ratio locked, and so it's going to make both the height and the width 1 inch. And this is actually really tiny. So this is this square that we put in here that I'm going to make red is the right size. This, we need to make this bigger until this square is 1 inch. And that's why there's a test square in there. So it looks close enough for me. I'm going to line these up side by side. I also call this the going through your butt to pull a tooth method. Thanks, Grandpa. You had good sayings like that. Okay, so now I've got this in here. It's ready to go. I'm going to move this off to the side. I don't want this to be actually print then cut. I'm going to change this to basic. I also don't want to have all of this area here cut out of plastic. So I am going to also use the slice feature. So I have now made my square bigger so that it is acting as a cookie cutter, pretending that this is my dough, this is the cookie cutter. I am now going to select both of these objects and choose slice. And this will now be my tag. I could continue to try to clean it up. I could bring this over here, select both of them, slice again. I told you that I was going fast with this. I'm going to move this to the back. I could have taken my time and made this screenshot image cleaner to begin with, but I am running out of time and I want to show this to you so that you are not feeling as though you need to pay for this file. I'm going to delete these guys. And the reason I'm doing this is just simply to kind of conserve my material and not waste so much. Okay. So all of this stuff is garbage. I'm selecting it all, hitting delete. This is the only guy that I want. I'm going to duplicate the heck out of him. I'm going to choose make it. It will arrange it onto my mat and we are cooking with gas. We're good to go. We don't have to pay Cricut if we don't want to. That being said, my whole intention of doing this, I'm going to stop sharing while I preach at you. My whole reason for doing this YouTube channel is to help you get inspired and to just kind of give you a little bit of information and have you run with it and do great things. Too often, people let these machines sit off to the side and they don't take advantage of them. So I am going to be sharing more content, more things to do. I'm not in any way benefiting if you get Cricut Access. I will continue to try to make workarounds for you. But if you have the resources available, I would encourage you to get the membership. It's a nominal amount per year. And that way you can start creating content and sharing it with all of us and inspiring me. I want to learn from you as well. So bear with me while I figure this whole thing out. It's new to me. And give me feedback. I need to know what's helpful and what isn't. I need to know what I'm missing, just like Zelma reaching out to me today and letting me know that she was prompted to pay. I was completely blind to that. Thank goodness she told me. I hope that you find this project helpful, and I hope you have fun making things. So I'll be seeing you soon, and I'll have some new videos. If you want to subscribe, it makes me super happy, like really happy. I cannot believe how many of you have signed up for my channel. It shouldn't make me as happy as it does. I'm 46 years old. Why am I so excited about YouTube subscriptions? But it feels like I'm making new friends. So I just want to say thanks, and I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.